What we witnessed on SmackDown last night wasn't just wrestling. It was a declaration of war. And Triple H, Adam Pearce, and everyone running WWE better wake up, because the American Nightmare just threw down a challenge that could shatter the entire landscape of SmackDown as we know it. But here's what's got me furious. Here's what nobody is talking about. While everyone's celebrating Carmelo Hayes' victory over Cedric Alexander, while social media is blowing up about the Vision standing tall, nobody is asking the one question that matters. Why did it take Cody Rhodes this long to do something about it? Yeah, I said it. And if that makes you mad, good. Hit that comment section and tell me I'm wrong. But stick around, because what I'm about to reveal is going to blow your mind about what's really happening behind the curtain on Friday nights. This is WrestleScope, and we're about to expose the truth about November 21st, 2025. The match breakdown, the setup. Let me paint you the picture. SmackDown, November 21st. The WWE Universe packed into that arena expecting another night of action. And on paper, Carmelo Hayes versus Cedric Alexander should have been exactly what we wanted. Two incredible athletes, both hungry, both talented, both capable of stealing the show on any given night. Cedric Alexander walks out first, and let me tell you something about Cedric that the casual fans don't appreciate. This man has been grinding, week after week, putting on clinics in the ring, showing levels of athleticism that would make most of the roster jealous. He's been waiting for his moment, his opportunity, his chance to break through that glass ceiling that's been holding him down for years. Then Carmelo Hayes makes his entrance, cool as ice, confident, that swagger that only comes from someone who knows they're destined for greatness. And walking beside him, orchestrating every move like a grandmaster playing chess, Trick Williams and the rest of the Vision. Now here's where it gets interesting. Here's where the narrative starts to crack. The match begins, and immediately you can see it. Cedric is on. He's hitting drop kicks that would make Okada jealous, springboard moves that defy physics. The man is wrestling his heart out. And for about 8, maybe 9 minutes, Cedric Alexander is putting on an absolute masterclass. Hayes is good, don't get me wrong. Carmelo is talented. But in this match, in those opening minutes, Cedric was the better man. The crowd could feel it, the commentators could feel it, we could feel it. And then, it happened. Cedric goes for his signature lumbar check, the move that's put away countless opponents, the move that should have sealed this victory. He's got Hayes right where he wants him. The crowd is on their feet. This is it. This is Cedric's moment to shine, to prove that he belongs in the upper echelon of SmackDown. But Trick Williams, that snake, he creates just enough of a distraction. Was it a shout? Was it a movement at ringside? The referee didn't see it. The cameras barely caught it. But Cedric's concentration breaks for 1 second. 1 second. That's all it took. Hayes recovers, reverses, hits nothing but net out of nowhere. 1, 2, 3. Match over. Carmelo Hayes wins. But did he really win? And here's what's making my blood boil. Here's what should have every WWE fan outraged. This wasn't a clean victory. This wasn't a fair fight. This was a mugging. This was a robbery in broad daylight, with witnesses, with cameras rolling, and nobody in management did a damn thing about it. The Vision celebrates like they just won the WWE Championship. Hayes is posing on the turnbuckles, Trick Williams is playing conductor like he just orchestrated a symphony. And Cedric Alexander? Cedric's left lying in that ring, another victim of group tactics, another casualty of management turning a blind eye to corruption happening right in front of them. Where's the accountability? Where's the justice? Where's the integrity that WWE claims to stand for? But wait, it gets worse. The match is over. Hayes won. Fine. In wrestling, sometimes the bad guys win. We get it. It's part of the story. It's what creates drama. It's what makes the eventual payoff so sweet. But what happened next is where the Vision went from being cocky heels to crossing a line that demanded a response. Hayes gets on the microphone, and instead of just celebrating his victory, Instead of taking the win and moving on, he starts running his mouth about being the best athlete on SmackDown, about how nobody can touch the Vision, about how they're taking over and nobody can stop them. Okay, standard heel promo. We've seen it 1,000 times. But then Trick Williams grabs the mic. And this is where I want you to pay close attention, because what he said next was calculated. It was deliberate. It was a direct challenge to the locker room, and specifically to the one man who represents everything SmackDown stands for. Trick starts talking about how the Vision isn't just the future. They are the present. He says that everyone in the back better recognize that there's a new order on Friday nights, that the old guard needs to step aside or get run over, that nobody, and I quote, not the legends, not the champions, not even the so-called American Nightmare can stop what's coming. Did you catch that? The so-called American Nightmare. That wasn't a slip of the tongue. That wasn't improvisation. That was a shot. A direct, calculated, disrespectful shot at Cody Rhodes, at the undisputed WWE champion, at the man who finished his story, at the man who represents the very soul of what it means to fight against the odds. And you know what makes this even more disrespectful? Cody wasn't even in the building during this match. He wasn't scheduled to appear until later in the show. The Vision was talking reckless because they thought they were safe. They thought they could say whatever they wanted without consequences. The crowd is booing, and I'm not talking about your standard heel heat. I'm talking about genuine, visceral, we want to see you get what's coming to you heat. Trick continues. He says that the Vision answers to nobody, that they'll take out anyone who stands in their way, that if Cedric Alexander wants a rematch, he'll just end up with the same result, that if Montez Ford wants to test them, he'll get embarrassed, that if anyone, and I mean anyone, has a problem with the Vision running SmackDown, he pauses for dramatic effect. Then maybe the American Nightmare should wake up and do something about it. Boom, there it is. The challenge, the disrespect, the line in the sand. Now, let me ask you something, and I want you to really think about this before you answer in the comments. If you were Cody Rhodes, if you had fought as hard as he had, scratched and clawed your way back to WWE, finished the story that your father couldn't, become the face of the company, the champion, the leader of SmackDown, how would you respond to a group of upstarts who just publicly disrespected not just you, but everything you stand for? Would you ignore it? Would you let it slide? Would you take the high road and pretend like their words didn't matter? Or would you do exactly what Cody Rhodes did? Through the American Nightmare responds, the challenge. The show goes to commercial. The WWE universe is buzzing. Social media is exploding. Everyone's asking the same question. Is Cody going to respond? Is he even watching? Will he let this slide? We come back from break. The camera cuts backstage. And there he is, Cody Rhodes, undisputed championship over his shoulder. That look in his eyes that we've seen before. That look that says you just made the biggest mistake of your career. But Cody doesn't go rushing to the ring. He doesn't let emotion override strategy, because that's what separates champions from pretenders. That's what separates legends from flash-in-the-pan stars who burn bright for 6 months and disappear. No, Cody does something smarter, something more impactful. He finds a camera crew, he tells them to roll, and he cuts a promo that's already being called one of the most intense, most pointed, most necessary responses of the entire year. Cody starts calm, almost too calm. He congratulates Carmelo on his victory. He acknowledges that Hayes is talented, gifted even, that under different circumstances, in a different situation, Carmelo could be a huge star in this company. But then his tone shifts. Trick Williams, Cody says, and you can hear the edge in his voice. Did you really think you could say my name like that? Did you really think you could call me out, question what I've accomplished, disrespect what I represent, and there wouldn't be consequences? The camera zooms in. Cody's not yelling. He doesn't need to. The intensity is in his eyes, in his presence. You want the American Nightmare to wake up? Trust me, I'm wide awake. I've been watching, I've been paying attention, and what I've seen is a group of talented individuals who mistake arrogance for confidence, who mistake numbers for strength, who mistake talking for doing. Then Cody drops the hammer. So here's what's going to happen. Since Carmelo Hayes is so proud of his victory tonight, since the Vision thinks they run SmackDown, since you had the audacity to say my name with anything less than respect, pause. Cody leans closer to the camera. Next week, SmackDown, me versus Carmelo Hayes, one-on-one. The crowd watching on the big screen in the arena erupts. People jump out of their seats, social media melts down instantly. The commentators team can barely contain their excitement. But Cody's not done. And Trick Williams, since you seem to be the mouthpiece, since you seem to be the one calling the shots, here are the stipulations. If any member of the Vision interferes in our match, if I see any of you at ringside, if there's even a hint of the same tactics you used on Cedric Alexander tonight,